What's up, you guys? Zoeb here from OneGlanceTrader.com, and I'm really excited to be sharing my brand new course with you, the Candlestick Pattern Trading Crash Course. Now, this is a 6-part series spread across 6 videos that I'll be releasing in 3-part chunks. So if you're watching this video on the day it was live, the first 3 parts are available. Link is in the description with the playlist. And then over the next few days, I'll be releasing the last 3 series all on the same link in that playlist where all 6 videos will be available. So what is this course all about? So for those of you who have watched any of my earlier content, you guys will know that I was very fond, and still am by the way, which is why I'm releasing this course, around candlestick pattern trading. And as my channel's evolved, I've gone into different things based on your feedback and things that as my trading has evolved. But one thing that has stayed constant over the last few years has been candlestick patterns, and especially my OGT Price Action Indicator, which is still the most popular indicator download to date, as well as the most common questions I get about. So what I wanted to do was kind of take all the knowledge and all the goodness from all my older videos, which probably don't get as much views as the newer videos I upload now, and kind of put that all together into this trading crash course. So this is the reason why I've put this series together. So just to go through what the 6 parts are all about. So part 1, in this particular video, we're going to be going through the global settings of the OGT Price Action Indicator. And then part 2 to 5 is then part 2 to 6, sorry, will be going through the main bolts of the price action indicator and all the candlestick patterns that are already built into this indicator that you can use today to start trading with. Now, must make the stress is that the indicator is absolutely free, and at the time of recording this particular video, the latest version is 1.3. I am planning on releasing a version 1.4 in 2021, so make sure you guys stick around to go check that out when that is released. So again, I'm not going to go into these candlestick patterns now, because we'll be going through those in more detail in their dedicated videos. But we've got the pin bar, the engulfing bar, the inside bar, the Doji, the Doji, and the Marubozu. So we've got 5 most commonly traded candlestick patterns, and I'll be going through them in details with trade examples of how you can use the indicator to trade them. So just on the course objectives, as I previously said, we'll be going through the most commonly traded candlestick patterns. So by the end of the series, you'll know what they are, what they look like, what settings that I personally use on the OGT Price Action Indicator to trade them, so you can too. And again, the OGT Price Action Indicator there's a lot of stuff going on inside that indicator, and I really want to make sure you guys are familiar with it, how it works, what the settings are, what my view is on the settings, and what you can do to get more signals or less signals or more reliable signals. So again, we'll go into that throughout this series. And I just want to stress this enough, is that the OGT Price Action Indicator, as well as any indicator, is not a full trading strategy, and you must use it with additional confluence factors like divergence, which you guys know I'm big on, support and resistance using round numbers, Bollinger Bands, RSI overbought, oversold levels, all that kind of good stuff to kind of build a trading story. And when we go through the examples that I'm going to show throughout this series, I'm going to then start pulling in some of these elements to show why I like the signal, not only based on the candlestick pattern itself, but where it prints on the chart, and that's really important. And then the key thing is once you have the tools and the knowledge with the indicator, you can start developing your own trading strategies and own concept. I've had someone that reached out to me that has built their own Doji 1-minute scalping trading strategy off the OGT Price Action Indicator, and it uses Bollinger Bands and RSI, overbought, oversold levels, and they've kind of taken the concepts learnt throughout all the goodness on this channel, as well as the indicator, to build a trading strategy. And that's what I really want for you guys, is to just take the concepts, take the indicator, and build your own trading strategy around these types of concepts. So let's get into the meat of the OGT Price Action Indicator. And as I said, it's absolutely free. Link is below in the description for you to download it. There's no charge. It's absolutely free. So what I'm going to do now is go through the global settings, the patterns that are available, and then the MA filter, which you can see on this section here. So very quickly, alerts. And again, alerts are basically sound, email, and push notifications on your smartphone. And again, you can decide whether you want to have that off, to have only one of them or a couple of them or all of them. So it's very customizable to your needs. And this is where I talk about the one glance trader of setting up your charts on a social VPS, for you then to be able to not look at the charts all day and to get an alert by email or push notification, whatever's easiest for you then to only then start looking at the chart and analyzing the answers. So it's a very important feature, and in my personal view, the alerts function is the best feature of this thing because I don't need to stare at the charts all the time. The next one is the arrow distance. So the arrow distance is not really called arrow distance. So each price pattern or candlestick pattern has its own unique distinction on the chart, and I'll go through those when we go through the examples in the particular video. And what this section here is telling us here for these particular ones, you can set how far away from the high of the low of the bar you want the symbol to kind of print on the chart. So for example, if you are trading a very short time frame, you may want a very small distance away, or if you're trading a longer time frame like the 4-hour daily weekly, you may want a longer distance from the high to low, otherwise you won't be able to see it because of the candle size. So once you've experimented, you'll get what I mean, and hopefully that will make sense. And one good thing about this indicator is that you can select which patterns you want to see. So if you're only interested in pin bar trading or reversals with the engulfing pattern, you can just set that to true or false. And one thing I love about this indicator is if you've set up all your settings but you're not really using it for whatever reason, you can just disable, i.e. set all the patterns to false. The indicator will still stay on your chart, but you won't see anything, which is absolutely great because then you don't need to delete the indicator and re-upload it again and change your settings and all that kind of good stuff. So what I really like about this is that you can basically turn off the price action indicator if you really wanted to, but it's still there available to you whenever you want to turn it on. And then the last one is the MA filter enabled. So as part of version 1.3, I had a lot of requests, and even for myself, is to really only show signals with the trend of the time frame that you are actually trading. So what is built inside here is built in on 5 moving averages, and those moving averages are shown on the screen. I didn't know, I forgot, I'm not even looking at the screen. Are built in on the 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, and 60 EMA. And when all those EAs or EMAs are aligned in a certain order, it will then distinguish whether or not that current chart price is trending, either trending up or trending down. And if those EMAs are not in the correct direction, therefore it's not considered trending. And what you can do is, if you set that to true, it will only show price patterns that you've selected when that currency or when that currency pair is trending, bullish or bearish. So we'll only show you bullish or bearish signals based on the current trend that it is. And for me, this has really changed my view and my trading, because I get a lot less alerts and I'm only getting alerts that I'm interested in. And if you set that to false, you basically get all signals. So it's a bit the way I've named it probably doesn't really make a lot of sense, but basically if you set it to false, you get all the signals that you've selected as true in terms of price patterns and based on the settings that you set. And then if you set it to true, it will only show you patterns that are with the trend effectively. Those EMAs are not customizable, they're built in, and that uses Dial Guppy's quote unquote investor moving averages, quite popular moving averages that I use, and I'll link to Guppy's moving average, my video on that, if you're interested in learning more and how to trade with Guppy's moving averages. But all it's doing is signifying when we are in a trend, and only takes signals with a trend. And again, we'll go through examples throughout this 6-part series on the individual price patterns for continuation with the trend moves, and this is where it kind of gets really powerful and how I personally use it. So that's it for part 1. I really hope this giving you the foundation. So really the action is to download the OGT Price Action Indicator. Part 2 is on the screen now, so make sure you click on that thumbnail, and I shall see you in a second for part 2.